everything you find at CarolJo's.com, which is an online jewelry and accessory business for women. We do lots of different things here. We do tutorials twice a week, we do chats twice a week, and we do sales throughout the week. So we have 2 tutorials this week. We got them planned out. Don't ask me to remember what days they are, but one of them is going to be a keychain using acrylic beads. And then we are going to use the square cube beads, the cubes that that we had last week. We are going to make a necklace with those on a different day this week. But like I said, I can't remember my schedule all of a sudden. So what I'm going to say is the schedule is a pinned post on TikTok. The first pinned post is the schedule, and it is a short out here on YouTube. So you guys can get to the schedule and you can see what times I'm going to go live each day. I usually go live twice a day, Monday through Friday. And then I will go live once on Saturdays. But because I did not have a live earlier today, one day this week, I'm changing it up a little bit. And I usually don't do Thursday nights either. So it makes it Thursday night is only once a day. But I have 2 during the day on Thursday, I think is the way it goes. But go look. That's what I'm going to say. So for those of you that are on TikTok, it helps us out if you guys can like away on the post or, on the TikTok. And also, can you share the live? That will help us get out in the For You and other people being able to see what we're doing here. Tonight, we are going to be having a chat night. So that means you guys, hi Mia, you guys get to ask. You said the other day you weren't feeling good, so I wanted to ask, how are you feeling? I forgot what I was going to say. All of a sudden, I was like, how's Mia doing? Oh, boy. Once we get to 10 shares and 10,000 likes on TikTok, we'll start doing giveaways. That I do know. Oh, boy. It's been a long day, everybody. And it was funny because, hi, Rose. Buttercup had the day off from school. Excuse me. And so I took her to a dentist appointment, and I went to pay for, both Ryan and I have been to the dentist. So I went to pay the bill while we were getting her checked in. And instead of writing it out to the dentist office, I wrote the check to my husband from our joint account. I'm like, she goes, it is a Monday. And I'm going to say, yes, it is a Monday. So I was also going to say that today we are going to go over, that's what I always do we usually do our chat during the day on Mondays, like sometime between 11 and 2. But I went and we did something for Buttercup today. Her and I did something today. So I took the day off in the morning. So this is the first time I've been live today. And it's a chat. So I wanted to talk about our quote for this week. And when I saw this quote, I was like, I love it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. So I want to share it with you guys. It is a post already out on all the social medias, but it is start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. I really, really feel like as human beings, we are our own worst critic, and we ultimately end up not allowing ourselves to do something because it becomes overwhelming to do it. So with this, it says, start with where you're at. What idea do you have in your mind that you want to create or do? What do you have to get there? Do you do the whole thing? Probably not, because you might not have all of the supplies. But you can do what you can with what you have and just start. Thank you, Amber, for the heart me. And that's what we just need to do, is that sometimes things just get so overwhelming that you just get into I call it analysis paralysis, or you never start. And it is so funny because we've talked on here before and it made me stop and think about it. And then as I was driving in the car, I either will have things in the background or music or that type of thing, just depending on the day. Thank you, Amber, for all of the gifts of autumn love. I appreciate that. I'll change out our goal here in just a second. So today I was listening to somebody. Yes, she was selling a course that you could sign up for her. But one of the things she talked about was how you can market in today's social media world and our entire world altogether. And one of the, and it was funny because she started talking about, and we've talked about this. One of the things that I've always said is just be you if you're going to go live. Or if you're going to do an in-person show. Hi, Everett. So literally what that to me means is, and that was one of her things. She's like, be authentic. And I thought, it is 100% true that we need to be authentic when we're out there doing what we're doing. So I'm like, I try to be that already. So I was like, hey, I can cross that one off. AA Productions, hello. And hi, Teresa. Hi, Candy. This is behind me is bead trays. We do today's a chat where we talk about making or creating jewelry or running our small businesses. We also do tutorials twice a week where I teach you how to make items. And then we also do I sell on TikTok only items so that you can create whatever it is that you would like to create. So but this collection behind me is my own personal bead collection. So, she talked about, be authentic. And I'm like, I'm there. I was like, check that one off. And then she talked about posting on at least 2 social medias. And I'm like, I try to post as much as I can on 4 different social media. So I was like, check that one. She talked about don't have launches just twice a year. And I have never done that in the entire time I've ran my business because everything's changes. We're talking about our quote and something I was listening to today to help with small businesses. And the quote is start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And I've always done what I think, we do our lives now with the bead sales like twice a week. We do silicones. Um, and I am bringing in, except for our basket sales and our bring back days, I'm bringing new items in. And to me, that is, I don't call it a launch, but in all reality, if you really look at it, that is a launch. It's just what we do here. So I was like, I know it's going to sound silly to say check again. But the one thing that she had on her list that I don't do, and it comes back to I'm scared to do it because I don't know how to do it. Hey, Meg. And that is, I don't send emails out. I don't send an email out with like, here's my weekly schedule, or hey, join me on this day. We're going to make this. Or hey, if you really want to see this, come join me on this day while we sell it. I never do any of that. And we talked about it a couple of months ago. I know Paige said that she does, she knows how to do it. I just need to figure out a starting point. And so it made me stop and think about, I had already posted our quote. And yeah, thank you, Patty. And the thing is that I don't do it. I've never started. I didn't start. And I'm like, I need just to start. And it might be, I just need to sit down and research what kind of apps can I use. I know there's MailChimp and all that. And I don't even know how to, okay, so when I'm looking at those that have subscribed to me, because when you guys go into my website to pay for your orders, I believe you are asked, you pay your invoices, that's what I mean. You are asked if you want to sign up to receive emails. And if you do, that is called a subscriber. And I have a checkbox if you're a subscriber or if you're not a subscriber. And I could send emails out to anybody who's a subscriber. And I don't know what to do beyond that. Literally. I have no idea, like, what app should I be using? Or I don't want to pay $100 or $200 a month to send out emails. I know that, yes, there is a cost, but to me, I can't see spending that much money. So what can I do in the interim? Is there a different app I can use than like MailChimp, or have they come down in price? I am like totally lost. Hi, Kevin. And that's where I need to just sit down and go, okay, what kind of app will do what for me? Even if it's just once a week email. See, and I've got Canva to be able to create the newsletter. I can use ChatGPT to help me put into words what I want in the newsletter. I just don't know how to get it there. And how do you get it to people? Okay, you don't really need an app. Thank you very much, Everett. I appreciate that. And that's like where I sat back and said, I'm not doing that. And I said I was, and I dropped it because I was, bye. I was too like, eh. Okay. And I mean, I'm all about, we talked about having things and stuff, and we got talking about it, but we stopped about doing things that can help with scheduling social media posts, scheduling possibly emails, and finding something that can help schedule everything so we can automate a little bit more. That would be another thing. But I want to take a step back and not do that step until I can figure out, how do I get my emails out? I mean, literally, when I email you guys your invoices, you guys can tell it's the same wording each week. I look at your subtotals and if you had a deposit this week or not. And then I have what I'm going to call canned verbiage that I have created. Well, every time I've gone and looked at what Shopify has for emails, it is overwhelming to me. And I know that sounds really weird. It wasn't overwhelming for me to find a barcode software that I could use for the invoices. Just like, I can't attach the schedule to the invoice because the invoices are sent out by another app, or no, they are sent out by Shopify, and I can't do links in there. I don't think. Let me look though. Let me check that out. Thank you guys. I'm loving tonight's conversation, even though I usually ask you guys, but I had questions and I'm like, huh, I can't do it as a PDF. PDFs don't work in there. I know that because I have tried to do a PDF to somebody. I've tried to attach pictures. The invoice is a pop-up, and that pop-up I don't think has an attachment. I will double check. I could be wrong though. Let me look. So Shopify, number 1, PDF attachment in invoice. Yes, Shopify has, okay, so they have the customer section, and it has anybody who has ever signed up. You didn't have to be a customer. You can go in and, like, when you go into the website, there used to be a pop-up. I don't know if that pop-up is still there. We might have turned it off, but I can create a pop-up that will collect emails. So like if you were to visit the site, an email would first pop up and like give you a coupon for 10% off or 15% off or whatever we wanted to do. And that will collect an email, and then that email then asks for, like, it asks for first name, last name, and an email. And then that creates a customer in Shopify. And there is in there at the bottom, it will ask, do you want to have, the typical question of, do you want to receive emails? And if you type that as yes, it sets it as a subscriber. And I could put the schedule in below the wording. Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem. I actually, you guys are going to laugh because of formatting in Canva. Canva and me with formatting is like, shush. Thank you, Crazy21. I appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing also. I just, this is what we have our chat time about, is literally about helping each other out, and it's my turn to ask for help. And so what I do this is how I create my schedule for each week. I have a template that I use in Word to get the formatting in there like it is. I copy that word over and I just paste it into Canva, and then Canva creates my video for it. And then I upload it from Canva to TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And then I can select different music for all, because Facebook and Instagram, I do that post at the same time. And I just use the same music for those two. But the others, there's 3 different songs that I'll select for the week. And that's how I create our post for the week. It actually takes me more time to think about, what do I have going on for the week, to make sure I've got the times correct, and did I put the right dates in there? Hi, Lulu. And that type of thing, that it does for me to actually make the post with all of the description and everything. And I use ChatGPT to come up with the description and the hashtags. So I literally use that type of things. But like what I want to do, yes, I did. I haven't done it yet. I need to do mailing after we get off the live. So it will be, I will make sure. And I have one also for Jesse I got to reply to. And there's one other person. I have 3 emails that I got to reply to. I can't remember who the third one is, but it's the last one I received. You're welcome. But it was like, what I really want to do is like create some sort of an email that, because if you guys notice, I have been, hi Murda, I have been having items up for sale that tie to what we did for tutorial. And so like this week with our tutorial that we're going to do for our acrylic keychain, I wanted to have that post and give an example in a picture, and then attach, hey, come on this day to learn how to make it, and come this day to buy the supplies. That's like what I really want to do with the emails, is just be like, here's how we can tie everything together to those that want to see it. I mean, I could make a social media post, but it's like, I just thought, can I get out there for email too? Because that's one thing I said I wanted to do. And then just put it also for a reminder that Friday night, if we're doing it on Friday night at 7, come join. We're having our bead sale. And here's some of the items that we have up for sale and stuff. Since we're getting pictures taken of everything, I wanted to be able to tie the pictures to it and put those into the email. That's where I want to go. But I'm like overwhelmed with like, how do I get the email and the list of people that are subscribers together? That's what's stopping me. I have not. Why did I not think of that? Paige, thank you. I ask it all stuff every day, and you would have thought I could have done that, and I didn't. Jeez. See, this is why we're talking. Well, there is on the chip mail, but chip mail is expensive to me. And I'm like, I just can't see spending that much money, because I don't know that it would be, I would get back what I paid into it. I know that sounds really weird. And I'm even, if you guys have ever seen my my Facebook and Instagram, There is daily posts out there about jewelry that is out on my website. Excuse me. And I just pay an app for an app to automatically post those for me. And I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know that it really pays to have that. Yes, we get engagement off of it, and I got to make sure, is that engagement what I want? Um, because you do need engagement for social media. But is it worth the money of what I pay for that app? And it's not that much, so I still do it. Okay, thank you, Paige. I appreciate it. Thank you. I It's just been my struggle. And it's something I've never had to deal with. And it's so funny because in the softwares that I've helped design and stuff, I was able to like say, okay, if I have my email here, here's what the wording is, and it goes out in this situation. But I've never had to do it this way. To me, it's different and it might not be. It's just hard. Like, huh. You would think it shouldn't be this difficult for me, but it is. And I was like, that's the part of what this individual said I'm missing in what you need to be doing. And I'm like, I know I'm missing it. And it follows with what we had for our quote for this week. So I just thought, wow, how did that all turn into like being so connected? I think so too. Paige over here said she thinks I'm overthinking it. And I think I am. It's probably something so silly, simple, and I'll be like, oh, duh. It's just where and that's where sometimes, and that's why I wanted to use this example, but it is a true example for me personally. It's probably not something that's that difficult, but we in our minds get so stuck on stuff that we stop working on what we need to do. I remember when I was creating jewelry all the time for my shows, if I was missing one little piece, I was like done creating that was what happened to me in the beginning. And it was like, why do you have to stop? You can create it. And if you're missing the closure, you can put tape on each end. And then when the closure comes in, you go ahead and finish them. And then you have something done instead of waiting until the last minute. And then you're like, oh crap, I have a lot to do now. You have to just go with what you got and work through it. And literally, that is. And it was funny because I thought I was going to run out of my little labels to get stuff ready for stuff, which is what I was going to do while we were talking too. I'm going to get stuff ready for tomorrow's bring back sale that we have. At least, please, dear Lord, be a bring back, because that's what I've been preparing for all day. Anyways, with that, I thought I was going to run out of labels, and I ordered them. I'll tell you, my labels come from Amazon, and guess what? They're going to be here yet tonight. I ordered them not realizing they would be here today, because we don't normally in our area get same day Amazon. I used to use, you're gonna laugh. Hi, Geraldine. So the question is, have you ever used risers for your jewelry, or, for your display at a show? I had these containers that I used to have my beads in before I had all of these beads. And I would take my beads to every show just in case I needed to make something while I was there. Don't ask me why I thought I needed to bring all my beads, but I did. And I used those covered up with a cloth. And those were my risers to have different levels of display for my show. He is broken right now, but yes, I have used PCV pipe. But I didn't like white PCV pipe. So hold on. I'm going to see if I can get this over here. I might not be able to. I can. Okay. He is missing his leg. Okay. He is missing his leg on this side. This is PCV pipe. We have bracelets on it. These are memory wire bracelets. So does this look like PCV pipe? Nope. What I said to my husband, we're going to put it down for a second. What I said to Ryan is I wanted pipe that looked industrial because my colors for my booth are whites, blacks, and grays. They're like metal color, you know, like that. And I'm like, if I could get the metal pipes, you know, like metal pipes put together like this, I could have just a kick butt display. That's what I told him. I was like, this is what I want. He's like, why don't you use PVC pipe? And I'm like, because it's white. Hello? And he goes, yeah, spray paint it. I'm like, really? Because, you know, that's just not me. So he did spray paint it for me to that. It's a gunmetal color. And it took 1 can of spray paint, and the cost of the PVC pipe was a lot less. It doesn't blow over as bad at outdoor shows as you would think because it's lighter weight, but because it has the stands on both sides, it was like heavy enough that it didn't blow over. I didn't put necklaces on those. I had the wood displays for my necklaces. And I do not have my backup account. Oh, to raise the okay. Okay, now I'm gonna get what Patty's saying. Sorry, Patty, I didn't see this last part of this. She's like, to raise the feet of the table. I never used those, but I wanted them. I could never find them. And I'm like, I didn't know if I was supposed to make them. I just never went with it because I think it will, this is my 2 cents on it. The height of your tables, if you have a bad back, it will hurt your back even more bending over all day at your table. And I would suggest doing that if you can figure it out. And then Lulu says she's lucky to have same day delivery in her area. Yeah, we live we live outside of the largest town in South Dakota, but we still don't get same day service for a lot of things. But today I had 2 things coming. I could get same day from Amazon. All right, so yeah, you got it, Patty. And I would say, if anybody's done that, has anybody done the PVC pipe on your legs of your table to raise them up? Hi, is it Giovanni? Hello? See, and I don't do Walmart shopping. You guys can laugh at me. I just don't. I live like right by a Walmart. So if I need to go to a Walmart, I go there. My husband, I get to do Amazon Prime. Uh-oh, somebody was filtered. I get to do Amazon Prime, and that is it. He does not believe in ordering your items and going and pick them up or be delivered. You got to go shop for yourself is what he thinks. Because you never know what else you can find in the store that you need to buy. And I tell him if we could do it online, we'd save money. I kid you not. He loves to shop. I do not. So, yes. But even though with where we live at, we have an Amazon distribution center in our town. See, I would love to do it because I just don't like fighting people in the store. That's just my thing. I just want to be in a store by myself. Because when you got like carts coming at you, it just, I'm like, you're supposed to be on that side. We're supposed to be this side, and you can't be going this way. So that's why I say that. It has to be like you go up and down a certain way. And it's my idea, and it might not be the right idea. And that's why I just would rather order online. And I got through ordering online for a little bit. And then I had Ryan to go pick it up one day, and that was a mistake. He's like, we're not doing that again. He's like, we're going to go shop in the store. Yep. That's the thing, is when people go against the flow that you should have. But when we had COVID, uh, they had in the aisles which ways you could go up and down the aisle. And if someone was in the space in front of you, they had marks on the floor that you could not go down, you could not get into their space. That needs to happen at all the time. Yep. I'm like, I have a list and I get my list and I go in and I go out. My husband is like, oh no, we're gonna go shop, and he drives me nuts. I love him dearly, but sometimes, like, we were going to Sam's Club yesterday and I had like 5 things that we needed to get. Yeah, we came out with like 30 items. And there was only one thing that I added extra to our cart that wasn't on our list. And that's because they had a sample of it. And I've always wanted to sample it. You guys can laugh at me because someone said, haven't you ever had a McGriddle? And I have never had a McGriddle. But it's the Jimmy Dean's pancakes with eggs and sausage and cheese. I've never had those before and I wanted to try them and I thought they were good, so I bought some. That's the only thing. See, my husband loves going through every aisle. I don't. I'm like, in, out, go home. They are good. Well, the Jimmy Dean ones, I don't know about, someone said it's a McGriddle, and I'm like, I don't know what a McGriddle is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm getting things ready for tomorrow's show during the day. So, do you guys remember the swans? Not the swans, the peacocks. Do you guys remember the peacock pendants? For those of us that were there then. I'll show you when we get to them if you don't remember. But we have those. Okay. We're getting close to them. Let me finish this one up and then I can show you guys. I'm almost done with this one. We had pendants that were peacocks, if I remember right. Not swans, but maybe they're swans and I'm right. Yep, with the sandstones and all of those. We do have one blue sandstone still. But we got eucalyptus, rhodonite, I think there was opal, tiger eye, clear quartz, rose quartz, lapis lazuli, blue spot jasper, green aventurine. I'm going from a list. I'm trying to remember them all. But they will be up for sale tomorrow. I believe it is at 12 o'clock tomorrow, 12 Central. So we'll have those along with some others. We must have had just a pendant day at the place that I found when I was going to grab stuff from the to bring back. The lapis was beautiful. My favorite was the blue sandstone, but blue sandstone is also one of my favorites. But there's a whole bunch, and I didn't bring all of the pendants in that section. I just brought what I think we could go through in about an hour, and then we will next bring back, we'll bring in some more pendants. So we're going to be pendant heavy here on the bring back. Sorry, but and then I've got to get ready for tomorrow night. I don't know what we're going to grab yet for tomorrow night. I haven't grabbed anything yet because we were not at home all day today. Okay. And then because I was doing stuff with Miss Buttercup. Yeah, it was cool too. There were just some really, really cool ones. I don't think I have the opals anymore. Don't remember. Nope, I am not. We sold out. So I will, okay. The first round of the peacock pendants, we did sell out of all of those. And then when I ordered more, and I ordered a larger quantity. So when I originally bought them, I bought them at like 5 at most, I think is what I had of one pendant. Well, then when I went to rebuy them, you could buy them in a package of 10. So then I was buying them in like multiples of 10. And we did not sell out of all of them on the when I brought them back again for like the second time. So first time sold out, second time didn't. And now we can bring them back to the second time. So they are peacocks. I'm like, and I remember I kept calling them, woohoo, we're at almost 12K. I remembered calling them swans, I think. All right, here we go. Let's pick out a color. Let's see. All right, everybody. This is a 2-word color. 2-word color for this one. And I don't think I've used this one before, but maybe I have. We'll find out. You guys can tell me if I've used it before. We're going to do bead soup tonight. Somebody got it. But I got to get my thing here, so hold on. All right. Okay, let's see who it is. Myrta, she guessed midnight blue. That is the color that I did, and she got it. Ooh, you guys came up with some really good ones. We have a fun glass bead. We got some frosted. We have the triangle right there in the glass faceted. And let's see, what else do we have in here? You can't see it because he's going sideways. But there is that pumpkin, the Howlite pumpkin right there. And let me see. I'm like trying to see here. Oh, we do have some hematite. So you have all kinds of stuff in here, Myrta. So that's yours. So congratulations. I'll put that in your box. All right. You're welcome. Oh, I'm supposed to have 50. I'm like, how many of this pendant? Like, this is one of the pendants we're going to have tomorrow. We're going to have the palm tree, coconut tree. Coconut tree is what they say it is. To me, it looks like a palm tree, but it's a coconut tree. So we're going to have that. We have 50 of that one available. We have 2 more bunnies. Hi, Rosie. And then I don't know what else we have in here, but I will show you guys some of those peacocks. I just want to get through this one first. So what kind of questions do you guys have for discussions? I know Patty talked about doing the risers to lift up the table. Has anybody, we asked if anybody had done that before, and I don't know that anybody answered. Anybody else have questions? And if you have an answer to Patty's question, please put it in the chat. Yep, I have actually seen people do those at shows. They just end up putting tablecloths on both levels. So then, you know how you have your 6-foot folding table, and then the benches that you can buy in addition to them, they will have those too. I have not seen how they make sure that they stay together and not tip over. Because a lot of events that I do are out, when I did them, were outdoor shows. So that would be one of my concerns. And I forgot to say, if you like what we're seeing here and you are new, we do this style talking twice a week. We do tutorials twice a week, and we have sales about 5 or 6, 7 times a week, just depending on the week. Go ahead and either subscribe on YouTube. I don't do the sales on YouTube, just the chats and the tutorials. And for those of you on TikTok, go ahead and follow. Okay, let's see, do we have 10 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woohoo, we have 50. We're golden. There's my bag. Okay. I only have one of this one. This is not the one. But we have this cabochon pendant here. We'll have that available. This is what I say. We had this question earlier and people were asking. To me, a pendant is something that is larger. You can use a charm to make into a pendant, but to me, when I talk pendants, I'm talking like larger, an inch or larger. But some people were talking about a charm has the flat back, whereas a pendant may or may not be flat. So I have never taken the time after we asked that last week to figure out the difference. But these are what we were talking about with the peacock. So this is the turquoise one. This one is synthetic turquoise peacock. So that's what we're going to have up for sale tomorrow. I need these. I have them in lots of different gemstones. You sure can, Miss Lulu. And then they're like this on the back. They are really cool. They are anywhere, Lori, from $4.25 to $5.25 a piece, depending on the gemstone. This one is $4.25 each. We have, I know we have at least 10 different ones. And I can show you as I'm putting them in their bags here, okay? I'm getting them ready for tomorrow's show. Yep, you're welcome. They'll be up for sale. Like this one, I only have 4 left. Some of them I only have 1 left. Some of them I have 2. So they were a hot commodity when we did them before. So then up next we have the natural blue spot jasper. So this is that one. That one's blue spot. I have 3 of that one, or 4. 3 of that one. And this one will be, this one's $4.50. And I'm putting them in a little bubble mailer or bubble pocket to help them with shipping. So that's what I'm doing right now, so that when tomorrow when we're on the live, I can just put them in your baskets and then we scan them into the invoices. All right, let's see, what do we have next here? This one, I only have one of this one. This one is synthetic malachite. I only have one of this one. So that one's synthetic malachite. And he is $4.25. So they do vary in price. And it just was all about how much they were. All of the packages that I need to get out, he doesn't, you know what we do? And I'm like, we gotta figure out a different way because the company is no longer in business. I have natural black agate. That one is stunning. We have 3 available of this one. Yeah, Eugenite's one of my favorites, but I love green too. We put them in 31 bags and take them out to the vehicle. So when my 31 bags die, I'll be sad. And we're getting to the part where I'm using pretty much all of my 31 bags when I go to do mailing some days. And so I need to figure something else out. Good thing to have. I'm not complaining. I'm just like, I'm running out of bags. There's that one. Let's see what else we got here. This one I have 3 of. Oh, I do have this one. Yay! Goldstone. This is the one that we were talking about earlier. That's the goldstone. It's beautiful. We only have 3 of that one. It's so quiet when you can't have music on because we're on multiple social medias. See, this is back in the day when we used to write down all the names on here. And then after the live, I would put them all in your, into your baskets. This is the rhodonite. So you can see where rhodonite can have more green or more pink. We have 6 of the rhodonite left to sell tomorrow. Rhodonite is 6, or not 6, I'm sorry. We have 6 available at $4.50 each. So the different ones, some of them are going to be $4.25 and they can go up to $5.25. So there's a dollar difference between them depending on the stone, the gemstone. And what we did to begin with, just to let you guys know, is that when we did these the first time I had them, I only had like, some of them I only had 2, some I would get up to 5. So I didn't have very many, and I didn't have as many different options. And we did a limit of 1 per person, and we sold out like crazy on that first go around. These are what I have left over of the second round. And I bought like, I think 10 and sometimes even more of different ones. And then we did limits of like 2, I think it was, for that time. And this is what we have left over. We just have never brought them to a bring back until tomorrow. And it was one that the reason why I did such small quantities in the first go around is because of the cost of them. But you guys loved them. Next up, we have, this one is Eucalyptus. And Eucalyptus, we have 8. We have a lot of Eucalyptus. So my plans are, after we get done with the live, I am going to finish getting everything ready for shipping. I got some of the packages done over the weekend, but not all of them. So I'm going to finish those up. And if I get through all of that and I still have time before 10, I will then come back and finish this up so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning. I like Eucalyptus, but yeah, right back with, I'm a green person. I love greens. But I do have to say, today I saw a green, I believe it was a Jeep of some sort, like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, that I didn't like the color green on it. And there's a reason. It was like olive green, but when I see olive green in a vehicle, to me that's military, and that's what that color should be designated for. It shouldn't be for personal use. I know that sounds really weird coming from the person who had a oh, I only have 7 of the Eucalyptus. I don't have 8. This is coming from the person who had an olive green bedroom. So you guys can laugh at me. I'm fine with that. There we go. Now we have, oh, here's my favorite one. Blue Sandstone. Look at that one. Woohoo, we got 20K. That sparkle is just woohoo. I love it. No, I was talking about, I like Eucalyptus. This car. This car, this is like, I like lots and lots of greens, but that car, no, nope, nope. All right. Here, let's do a color, everybody. Let's put it in the chat. All right, go ahead and put colors in the chat, everybody. Like, I keep getting this one bead in there. There we go. We got some others in there. Somebody got it. Let's see who it is. Patty B, you are the winner. She guessed silver. So she is going to get this bead soup. So you've got lots of different hematites, that CCB plastic. There's an acrylic up here. There is another acrylic right there. And then right here is a crystal glass. It's a rectangle or a square. I can't remember which shape. Got some naturals in there. So that one's yours, Patty. Congratulations. There we go. You're welcome. Next, I'm going to show you guys. This one is the green aventurine swan. Or peacock. See, I keep calling him a swan. Hey. That one we have 6 of this one, and these are these will be $4.50 each. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just getting ready. We're doing a chat time, and I'm getting stuff ready for tomorrow during the day. We are going to have a bring back. I'm glad you're doing good. At noon Central, I believe is what the time is. I'm going to say, go check the schedules, everybody, to make sure. And then tomorrow night, we will have a bead sale. I will try to have all the items pulled that we're going to have for the bead sale tomorrow night by the time we go live with the bring back. Ooh, boy. You're a busy little lady. There we go. Wow. As I say, I remember doing that, getting the fall lineup going. So we have 2 of this one. This one is the lapis lazuli. Look at that. To me, that one's stunning. And those are $5.25. And I forgot to put another goal out there. Sorry. Yeah. We only have 2 left of that one. So we'll have that one tomorrow. Let's see. This one is carnelian, and it's $5.25 a piece. So that's one of the carnelians. And as you know, carnelian can have different colors in it. So then, you know, it'll be like that yellowy orange. In different spots will be different colors. That one's $5.25, and we have 6 of that one. Oh, we're going to have to do our puzzle piece because he says I'm inactive, even though I'm talking. I don't know if I can get them in again. I can look. If we sell out and people are wanting them, I can go look. I can't guarantee that I can get them again, but I can look. I am trying to quickly put an order together. I'm having a hard time with this because we know we've talked about tariffs a lot. And every day it changes and that type of thing. So I don't know how much I want to order in case of tariffs. But if I can place an order with one of my suppliers that I use, if by Wednesday, they will do it without tariffs. Tomorrow at noon, I believe is the time, Murda. They're the bring back show that we have tomorrow during the day. We're getting close, everybody, to getting through all of them here so you can see most of them. Probably won't get through all of them here because it's 9, and I'm surprised she's not up here going, I want my phone back. This is a labradorite. So that one. Depending on where the flash is at on the labradorite, sometimes you will see it really easy and sometimes you don't. And my thing is that I don't mind buying them. I just get tired of the, they're going to do it and then it doesn't happen. So back in, you know, when this all happened, I ordered a ton of beads. I'm still selling some of those beads even today from like 8 months ago. And it's like, do I do it again? Just in case. And it's like, because I want to get it for the least amount of price for all of you guys. My thing is that it just doesn't happen. So am I, you know, taking on a big order and big risk for it not to happen again? Or do I risk it and it does happen? I'm like, oh my Lord. The whole, what should I, I'm trying to put an order. Oh, thank you, Steph. Or that's Lori. Thank you, Lori. Sorry. It moved right when you put it on there. I was going to say, do I put a big order in case tariffs go into place? I don't know what to do. It's a guessing game. Let's see. Next up, this one is the white, just quartz, just regular quartz. Ooh, the way, yes, it's coming up again. So I don't know what to do. I want to make sure, yeah. And if you could see, the way that came over on the camera is really how it is, and you know, it did come across as pretty on TikTok as it is over on YouTube. But the thing is that this one, the quartz is really cool. But yes, I just want to make sure that you guys are getting everything for the lowest cost possible. That's all. Thank you, Julie, for the heart me. So yeah. I'll tell you what else we have. We have rose quartz. We have, oh, we do have opalite and tiger eye. So those are the ones that we still have left. I'm not going to get to them because I am surprised she is not up here. Why? I have 2 phones, but she uses one of them most of the time, and I use one when we're on 2 different social medias. And when she has to go without the phone, typical girl, like, where's my phone? But she did have a very long day. We went for a walk, and we also, so she was outside at the park for a while. Hi, Julie. So it wouldn't surprise me if I go down there and she is out. And that might be why she hasn't come up here yet. But I do need to go check on Buttercup and make sure she's getting ready for bed. So, but I hope you guys, thank you for all those autumn hearts, loves. I was going to say, here is the rose quartz really quick. But thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks for helping out with my dilemma. I appreciate you guys helping me work through my thing and looking at what we got up for sale. Tomorrow, I believe it is 12 o'clock noon, but please check the pinned post here on TikTok. And then on YouTube, it is a short that's over there. So you guys can check that out when I'll be live so that you guys can join me tomorrow where we will do the peacocks again. And then we have 2 different rabbit pendants. We have the coconut tree, and we have an awareness ribbon. And what else do we have? What's this one?
I guess when it's 9:05.
We have, I'm going to just show you through the bag. We have an owl, the multicolor owl. And there's one more that I can't think of. But that's what we'll have tomorrow. So hopefully we'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody. Bye. I can't get that off.